Hi, my name is David Jackson. I just turned 49 or so. Anyway, my hearing took place April 20th, 2004 in Prince George's County, Maryland. And it's what is called a limited divorce hearing, in which one party or the other can demand a hearing before the final divorce hearing. In most cases, it's usually because there's an urgency for the mother to get financial aid from the father, who may have abandoned the family for a sweet new honey. But that wasn't our case at all. She left and just wanted complete control of our son, so she got a hearing as soon as possible so that she could take away his rights to be with me as soon as possible, and my rights to be with him. Our son was only 3 years old at the time, and she was putting him in unlicensed illegal daycare, and I almost didn't even hire an attorney because of that, but I did anyway. I figured I would at least get shared custody because she was breaking the law, and I'm a stay-at-home father. I work on the weekends as a mobile DJ, and was watching him during the week while we were waiting for the hearing after she moved out. And the only problem was she made more money than I did. So even though the judge looked at both of us, we went through the whole one-day hearing and looked at all the evidence, asked the questions about whether a parent is fit or not, and both of us, he said, are fit. He said that if either one of us died, one or the other could easily take care of our child alone. And yet he said, I'm going to give all the custody to the mother. So I guess that means basically that my son's neighbors could see him more than I could. And I don't know. I just haven't been able to live with that since. So
when was that?
Huh?
When was it?
That was the limited divorce hearing. Was April 20, 2004, and I appealed it in November of that same year. Went to 3-panel judges in Annapolis, the capital of Maryland, and we appealed on the 2 grounds, that the judge had made 2 rulings that were incorrect. Number one being that he ruled that we had to sell our home in a limited divorce hearing, which is, he had no authority to make that ruling because it was not a final divorce hearing. And he even said in the beginning, this is a limited divorce hearing. But he tried to rule everything anyway. Who knows? So we won on that part of the appeal. The other part was that she was putting him in unlicensed illegal daycare, and that the judge had said that would be better than with a parent at home. And the judges, instead of wanting to, open up that can of worms, just said, well, we weren't there to see the demeanor of the parties, and just let it go. So I lost on that. So yeah, we got to delay the sale of our house for a year, which helped because at that time of the year, that time, you may recall, house prices went up, so that actually helped me a little bit. Pay all about $80,000 in legal bills. So, yeah, the only thing I got out of it is that I didn't get out totally poor, like some fathers, but almost that way. Sure felt that way. And so I've got to deal with a mother who wants to control our son, to have him take care of her when she gets older. That's the main purpose of having our son. She divorced me as soon as we had a kid. That was it. Out the door. And in other words, I met her. I even said in court, I think she used me as a sperm donor, which is the truth. But nobody wanted to hear it. Nobody wanted to elaborate on that one. So I don't know. You have any other questions?
About your child?
Yeah, last time you saw him and so forth.
Well, that's another can of worms. I haven't seen him in almost 3 years. After appealing it and doing some other things, I took some matters into my own hands and kind of made that a situation in which I felt that he needed to see someone at least stand up to her, because no one has. Not my parents, not her family, no one. Everybody's just, whatever you want, girl. You just get whatever you want. And when I did get 2 days a week of visitation, which I understand that's considered generous.
Standard.
No, it's
standard.
actually, it's usually 2 weekends a month.
Yeah,
So
I think it's.
four-
I've heard 2 weekends
Yeah.
a month. She
So
even
it's
told
4
me
days
you got
a
more
month.
than you ever should have. I'm
Right,
like,
that's
oh.
what I meant. 2 days every 2 weeks.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I actually had a little more than that.
Okay.
But I don't think that compromising in any way, if you don't have shared 50-50 when you're a fit parent, there's no substitution for equality.
Exactly.
I think, people have died. I study history. I know our Revolutionary War. People, you died for this stuff. You don't give up on. No.
Thank you.
This is my son.
Right.
He's mine. No, this is not a compromisable. I mean, this is what I consider to be my inalienable right, and his inalienable right to be with me equally with his mother. I mean, unless there's an
Amen.
issue, and
That's
there was
right.
nothing there.
Amen.
So, in a roundabout way, in some ways, I went to the court and tried to get revisitation, whatever, but they gave me some phone visitation for now. So anyway, but he knows. I mean, I had him 6.5 years, and he knows a lot. And when he gets to be a teenager, that's when I'm going to make my comeback. So I have plans. This is not like, there's going to be an end to the means, if you know what I mean.
How old is he now?
He's 9.
Right.
Yeah. So we will have our time, because one of the big benefits I had when I did have, during a marriage and afterwards and all that, is that his first 6.5 years I spent a lot of time with him. And I didn't badmouth his mom, but I explained to him that, there was a real issue here. That one of the examples I gave him was that, because he likes to make cookies, like a dozen cookies. He knew what 12 a dozen, all that was by then. And I said, well, if we make a dozen cookies today, and I take 8 and give you 4 every time, is that fair? No. I said, well, how about if I give you 6 and I take 6? That'd be fair. I said, well, your mom, if we pretend these cookies are like days of the week, or days that we see each other. If she takes 8 all the time and only gives me 4 to see, is that fair? No. He got it. I planted seeds, lots of seeds like that. Okay? That's not bad-mouthing her. That's just telling her the frickin' truth of what happened.
You got to.
Yeah, you got
Trust
to.
you.
I don't live in denial. I'm not a denial person. So, but I have a cousin who's 51 now, still taking care of mommy, still in the same bedroom he was when he was 4 years old. I know what manipulation is. She never let him date anybody. That's exactly what my ex is doing to my son. He's already told me, I'm gonna take care of mommy. And she was telling me that at 4 years of age. So, unless somebody intervenes with that and stands up against that, which no one else has, where's he going to get the message from? And when I did have visitation, she would get my face and say, threaten to take him away from me, or, have the visitation taken away because something I did that she didn't like, or kept him up till 9:30 at night instead of 8:30, or, whatever, I'd hear the same old stuff. And it got to be, that's just not right, So, because she was in control. Once she got the custody, then every time I'd go to court or judge, they wouldn't look at what had taken place during the hearing. They didn't want to read through the documents, which I've tried to show. I even went to the press with it, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense to me. So, anyway, I think I'm rambling.
No, it's okay.
That's all right.
Take your time.
That's all right.
Just gonna grab it. Could this be what your case is about here?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Here, folks, we have another case of
Unequal custody laws drive the divorce industry.
yeah,
50-50 now.
that's right. Yeah.
In family courts, the father equal the slaves. ExiledFathers.org.
how many times have we heard this story, James?
Thousands.
Yeah, but we men, we don't get together like women groups do, We don't have the whatever it takes to get these laws reversed.